It's music time with Mr. Kendall. It's music time with Mr. Kendall.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited because we're about to learn about music. And whenever we learn about music, I am excited. Today, we're going to talk about dotted rhythms. We've learned about quarter notes that get 1 beat. We've learned about half notes that get 2 beats. We've learned about whole notes that get 4 beats. But you hear, I talked about a note that gets 1 beat. I talked about a note that gets 2 beats. I talked about a note that gets 4 beats. I didn't say anything about a note that can get 3. We skipped over 3. Well, that's what we're going to get to today. And we're also going to talk about how we can add on to notes that we already are familiar with. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's do a quick review. Like I said, we know about the quarter note, okay? Quarter note, it gets 1 beat. Let me put 4 of them on the board. We have to review. And let's write it in the counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's clap it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you got it. Let's erase all of those. And now let's put some half notes on the board, right? We know about half notes. They get 2 beats. Remember, when we do a half note, we clap and hold our hands together because the sound has to hold out for 2 beats. Let's do these 2 half notes. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. Okay, now let's do another review. Another review. Erase all of that. Let's do the whole note. Whole notes. Are you ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you got that. Y'all are so smart. Now, let's review one more that we've talked about before, which is the 8th note. And we said that the 8th note gets half of a beat. I'm just going to do a full measure of 8th notes. I'm going to do 8 8th notes, okay? A full 4/4 measure of 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, let's write the counts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's how I draw and. When you see that, that just means and. Okay, let's do it. Let's clap the rhythm, everybody. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You got it. Now, if you had any problems with any of that, then you need to go back and watch some videos. If you had a problem with the 8th note, watch the 8th note video. If you had a problem with the half a whole note, watch that video. If you had a problem with the quarter note, watch my very first video about quarter notes and quarter rests. All right? And then come on back to this one so you can learn about the dot. If you don't understand what we've already gone over, the lesson I'm going to do right now about the dot might not make very much sense. Okay? Let's get started. Now, I said that you have to have some knowledge about the notes before you get into learning about the dot. But that actually doesn't mean that the dot is a difficult concept. It's actually a pretty simple concept to grasp. A dot is simply that. It's a dot, and you put it next to a note, okay? So that's a dot. Now, when you see a dot, it'll be next to a note, like I said. So this is what we would call a dotted quarter note. It's a quarter note that has a dot on it. It's a dotted quarter note. You can add a dot to any note that you want. This would be called a dotted half note. It's a half note with a dot. Guess what this one's called? A dotted whole note. A whole note with a dot. My whole note looks kind of weird. It should be closed up. I don't know. Let's just erase it. Y'all know what I meant to do. Now, let's talk about what a dot does to a note, okay? Pay attention. When you add a dot to a note, you add half of its value back to it. Let me say that again. When you put a dot on a note, you add half of its value back to it. Let me give you an example. Everyone, how many beats does a whole note get? Did you say 4? I know you did because you're smart, and that's the right answer. A whole note gets 4. I told you a dot adds half of the note's value back to it. So if I put a dot on a whole note, what I have to do now is add half of the note's total value back to it. So a whole note usually gets 4. We're going to do a little bit of math here, everybody. A whole note usually gets 4. What is half of 4? What is half of 4? If I have 4 pencils and I give you half of them, if you have 4 cookies and somebody steals half of them, how many do they take? Okay, the answer is 2, right? Half of 4 is 2. So for the dotted whole note, we have to do 4, which is what it usually originally gets, 4, plus half of 4. The dot is going to add half of whatever the original value is. So half of 4 is 2. So the dot is going to add 2, which is half of 4. So a dotted whole note is going to end up giving me 6 beats. Okay? Dotted whole note, 6 beats. Whole note usually gets 4. Half of 4 is 2. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Let's do another one. We'll do another one together, and then you're going to have to figure out the last one on your own. Okay? Let's do it. Dotted half notes. Let's think about it, everybody. How many beats does a half note get usually? 2. Very good. So usually the half note gets 2. The dot adds half of the value back to it. What is half of 2? 1. Very good. Add 1. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Very good. A dotted half note equals 3, everybody. Dotted half note equals 3. Okay, now this is the last one that you have to do on your own. You're doing this one on your own. Now, I saved this one for last. This is actually the most difficult one to think about. It's really not that hard. You use the exact same math, but it might kind of take you for a loop a little bit. I think what's going to happen is you're going to know the answer, but then you're going to second guess yourself and think, that can't possibly be the answer. Yes, it is. Whatever you think, I'm certain it's going to be right. Let's do it. Dotted quarter note, everybody. Dotted quarter note. Think about it. Think about it. How many beats does quarter note get? Dot tells us we have to add half of that back to it. What do we get? What do we get? If you said 1.5, you are exactly right. You are exactly right, exactly right, exactly right. Now, we know how the dot works. Let's do this. Let's clap some dotted rhythms. You ready? Let's do it. Erase. All right. We'll start with our dotted quarter note. And then I'll just put a dotted half note, sorry. And then I'll just put a quarter rest on the end. Dotted half note, and quarter rest. Let's do it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. You see, I held out the dotted half note for 3 beats because it gets 3 beats. It usually gets 2 at the dot. Half of 2 is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. This equals 3. Memorize that, please. Dotted half note, 3 beats. Dotted half note, 3 beats. Dotted half note, 3 beats. All right, you got it. Let's do another one. What if I just erase that and I will put a quarter note in its place? Let's do it. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. All right, let's do another one. Erase that. Ooh, let's erase this. Let's erase all of it. I'm gonna do this. Let's put some eighth notes in there, everybody. 1 and then we'll do dotted half note on the end. All right, let's write in the counts on this one, okay? Let's write in the counts. So we have 1 and. Now, this gets 3 beats. So that means beats 2, 3, and 4 are all gonna be inside of this dotted half note. Let's clap the whole thing. Let's do it. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time. Let me slow it down. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2, 3, 4. You got it. You got it. You got it. All right, everybody. Let's do another one. Let's move on to a dotted whole note. Why not? Now, dotted whole notes definitely do occur in music, although they are rare. Okay? And the reason why they are rare is because in most music that you're gonna read, you're not gonna have 6 or more beats in a measure. Now, if you saw the video about time signatures, you most definitely know that you can have more than 6 beats in a measure. But most music that you hear from day to day does not have more than 6 beats in a measure. So, in most music, a dotted whole note actually won't even fit because it just can't fit. If there's only 4 beats in a measure, I can't put a note that gets 6 beats. There's only 5 beats in a measure, I can't put a note that gets 6 beats in there. So you don't see these that often, but they do come up every now and then, and you need to know how to do it. Let's clap this dotted whole note. Y'all ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Simple. Okay, let's move on. This is the one that takes a little bit of time to get used to, but it is the coolest one. I love it when I see dotted quarter notes in music because it just makes the music sound so cool. So cool. Let's do it, everybody. Now, we have this dotted quarter note. Let's think about it for a second. How many beats does it get again? 1.5, right? A quarter note usually gets 1. Half of 1 is 1/2. 1.5 beats for our dotted quarter note. Now you might think to yourself, how can I make a note that gets 1.5 beats? How long is 1.5 beats? How can I wrap my mind around 1.5 beats? Simple. We know a note that gets 1 beat, correct? The quarter note. Okay, quarter note. It gets 1. We know that. Now, is there a type of note that we know about already that gets half of a beat? An eighth note. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quarter note and we're just gonna add an eighth note onto it. That's how we're gonna wrap our mind around this. Watch me do it. Watch me do it. Quarter note. Now, we're used to seeing eighth notes like this. I do have a video about the single eighth note. If you watch that one, you will be a super expert on this, but you don't even have to watch it to get this. Let me explain. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these eighth notes and we're going to combine it to this quarter note so that we can get the sound of this dotted quarter note, which gets 1.5 beats, okay? This is 1.5 beats. These two together, 1.5 beats, okay? Check it out. Let's write in the counts for this, just this rhythm, just these 2 beats right here. 1, 2, and, okay? Let's clap this together, and then I'll take you to the next step. Let's do it. Let's clap this together. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 2, and. Okay? One more time, everybody. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 2, and. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add a tie. This swoop right here, that's called a tie. Whenever you see this swoop right here, it means you're going to combine the notes together, okay? You're not going to re-articulate. So I'm not going to start this beat number 2. I'm not going to clap on 2 anymore because I just tied beat 1 to beat number 2. Beat 1 and 2, they're tied together right now. So I'm going to clap on 1. I'm going to keep holding it while I'm on beat 2. And then I'll clap again on this and right here. So in our head, we're still going to think 1, 2, and. The difference is I'm not going to clap on 2 because I've tied it to beat 1. Let's try it, everybody. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 2, and. Let's try it one more time. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and. You see how that works? 2 is still tied into 1. Let's do it one more time. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and. Boys and girls, this is the same as if I was to do this. Dotted quarter note and then an eighth note next to it. Now you might be wondering, why in the world am I drawing a single eighth note next to my dotted quarter note? Well, I kind of have to because this gets 1.5 beats. So to complete all 2 of my beats, to make it just even and feel good, I have to add something else, and that's going to be this single eighth note. So let's clap this rhythm, everybody. Ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Let's do some rhythms, clap them, and then if you have a question at the end, just rewind, do the video again. All right, let's do it. Let me add, some quarter notes. Start off simple. Ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's write the counts, everybody. You know I like writing the counts. 1 and 3, 4. Remember, this is the and that comes after 2. 1 and 2. Remember, because this gets a beat and a half. So 2 is the first half of the beat, and this is the and that comes on the second half of beat number 2, beat 3, and beat 4. Let's do it. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right. Let's erase this. Let's draw half notes. Ooh, this is gonna sound good. This is gonna sound good. This is gonna sound good. All right, let's try this one. Let's do the counts. Half note, how many beats does it get? 2. So that means beats 1 and 2 are inside of there. 3 and 4 are in here. And the second half of beat 4, the and after 4, comes there. Not 4, that is the and that comes after 4, right there. Let's try it. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Let's try it one more time, y'all. 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. Let's erase all of that. Let's do a dotted half note. Oh, my board is acting up on me. I want to do a dotted half note. All right. Ready? How many beats? 3. How many beats? 1. Let's write in the counts. 1 beats, 2, 3, and 4 are in here because it gets 3 beats. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you got it. Boys and girls, that is all about the dot. Now, the next video, we're gonna talk about adding a dot to an 8th note. Ooh, that's gonna take it to a whole nother level. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section and I will get to them as quickly as I possibly can. Everyone, have a great rest of your day. Bye.